What's going on, family? This is episode 59 of the Pharaohs Podcast. I'm your host, Solomon, and I am joined, as always, by Mr. What's Good himself, Israel.
What's good?
What is going on? How you feeling, bro?
Feeling pretty good. You know, it's another day to be great. Monday. Make that money Monday in Stacktober. Yeah, feeling a little off though. You know, the day's getting darker earlier, but yeah, I've been sleeping. I've been sleeping good and getting knocked out.
Yeah, I've been seeing the same thing as I've been driving. I'm like, man, it's still dark outside. I thought the sun would have been rising by now.
Yeah.
So, how was I know we were supposed to come back last week, but how was your weekend?
I was good. I had got to see the fam, got to see some friends, Passovers, you know, and then got back to work on Sunday. But
Yeah.
it was
What?
good. How was your weekend?
All right, so I got to start all the way back. So, okay, of course, family. What was that? The Friday before last was my birthday, right? Libra season.
Right.
All right. So I flew into Chicago on that day. I was busy like that whole day. Like soon as I had worked that night before, then hopped on the plane, then did some errands, went to dinner, hung out, and then I was knocked out. Like I was knocked out by like 12 because I ain't sleep for like at least 16 to 20 hours. I was just up.
Man, I had a busy weekend.
That was just that Friday. So then that Saturday, right? That Saturday I had went out to this bar called Moxie's in Chicago.
That's up north.
Yeah.
Is
It's
that the
on
taco?
LaSalle.
Is that the taco one or no?
They did have tacos in there, yeah. But it's a hotel, but it's a bar like right underneath it.
Okay.
So I was there or whatever, and I had met up with this one of the people that I went to high school with, or really went to high school with Joy, but we was in there and she just kept giving me drink after drink after drink.
Oh,
I was
man.
lit. I was lit.
About a clock every 30 minutes.
I was lit, libations, you know what I'm saying? Had me had to, you know what I'm saying, But it's the best thing about everything was I didn't drive this time. So
that's always good.
I can be lit as much as I want to be. And
When you
that's
ain't
what
gotta
happened.
be the driver, that's the best thing. You got an Uber, you got a chauffeur, like, man, that's a good thing.
And then Sunday, of course, or the 5th of that Sunday was our Passover, our new Heaven Passover. We're gonna get into in a second. So I did that, and then later that night, Ruby, our lady of the podcast, she came and she had a rooftop birthday surprise party.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty dope. All y'all Libras. Birthday after birthday after birthday. That's what's up.
It was fun. I enjoyed my weekend festivities. So that was last weekend or the weekend before last. But this weekend, of course, was back to business, back to grind and get to the money. That drive don't never stop.
Yes, sir. That's what's up. My weekends be seeming like they be too short sometimes, Seem like I only get one full day and then go back half of the next day. I don't know, I gotta switch that up. So I can get 2 full off days and enjoy my time. See more people. Or just chill more.
Well, family, we're gonna get into the topics of the day. You want to start off with the new Heaven Passover?
Yeah, so We had Passovers at the Passovers this weekend. My Passover was on Saturday, and Saturday we had it over there at Bishop Israel Church. First morning service and the evening service was jumping. You know, the MC Cleopatra was killing it as always. Uh, Came with a nice program. I don't know
So
why.
everybody came back in town.
Huh? Yeah, she was in. It was good to see everybody because it was like you got all the out of towners there. You know, you got everybody that's in the city there. Everybody here, and it ain't a funeral. You know, we here for a good reason. Ain't nobody die. We all here for the cause. You know, for the great Passover. And I don't know why they seem to always want to call me. I'm like, look, you got all these other members, like, call somebody else. And then when I sing a different song, they act like they don't know the song, and then they just make me sound bad. So yeah, but that'd be cool and stuff. It was packed both services, and it was good. It was a good time. You know, I had little blunders after service, but yeah, don't know what happened besides that. But other than that, and then the great Pharaoh Queen and the Prophet Minister was able to come through with various members of Faith Temple City of Love, Truth, and Deliverance. Yeah, they was able
That's
to
what's
come
up.
through. Yeah, it was good to see them. Always good fellowship with your peoples. And we had a good time. Yeah, at the service, man, my everything was sore. I was supposed to go out, and luckily my friend, they was too far out. I'm like, yeah, I'll get you. I'll hang out with you the next time. I went to sleep. I ain't go nowhere. I was knocked out for the count. So, and then I know y'all had y'all Passover,
The week
no,
before.
the week before, right? And True Temple of Peace, Faith, and Love. I believe that's the order. True Temple of Peace, Faith, and Love. They had their Passover yesterday. And from the pictures, I see it seemed like it was a good service, you know. So that's always good. Yeah. Man, during the Passover, I feel like that's when at least with me, I make a lot of big moves in my life. A lot of big changes I made past 5 years or so. And it seemed like every October, Passover is just big moves. Big moves, man.
That's what's up. Um, what I was gonna say, I was gonna say something about how was like the second service like he laid hands on all of the new heaven.
Yeah, New Heaven and the children, anointed the children, lay hands on New Heaven. And I like the second service was good because they called the students up to sing instead of calling people from other churches, was cool. But yeah, it shows the growth of the students. You know, the students in the hot seat, they came with the bangs, the bang bang, singing and sang. So that was good to see. And they made a good portion of the program. And aside from that, yeah, it went by pretty smooth. You know, we do some different things, reading the proclamation. Yeah.
Ooh, you know what's crazy? So what? Oh, this is a good episode. I love when we get real Coptic heavy on the episode. So like, which proclamation did y'all read?
We read Prophet Cicero's proclamation. We, from what I know, at least we don't have Prophet Peter's.
Okay.
Yeah. But I know he got one, but I haven't read it all or read it, so I need a copy of that. I'm sure you could get one,
Yeah.
or you got one.
Yeah, I got one.
It's sitting on over like Red Rover.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. That's cool.
But yeah, they usually read probably like a good portion of it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So our Passover on October the 5th, we had got us a triple portion. The bishop, the prophet minister, and the Pharaoh queen, as you say. laid hands.
Man, I wish I would have been there. I wish I would have been there for real.
Yeah, that was dope. That was the first time I seen that. I was like, ooh, that was real cool. I like that.
Yeah, get busy. It be
On
feeling like a
all of them.
spiritual workout, man.
Yeah.
You church get the churching, and then you get the sweating, and then your heart beating, and then you like, man, we gotta chill it out, simmer down just a little bit.
Yeah, just for a reminder for the listeners, especially the ones on Spotify. Of course, we have to reiterate every year, which Passovers, which New Heaven Passover was started by the successor to the founder of Prophet Cicero, which is Prophet King Peter, um, who introduced the new Heaven degrees, which is the Empresses. They call it the Empress Passover. The Empresses, the Princess, and the Prince. And then, of course, the other various degrees after that that was introduced to the organization. And every October is usually the first the second Passover of the year. But if we do our Coptic New Year, which is in August, it's really like the first Passover, if you really think about it. Because you got August
It
coming
was.
into our calendar, coming into our Coptic New Year, August, September, October, which is the Passover, and then we got to go to July. But there is other Passovers that will be acknowledged. They're called different things, but there's some stuff coming up. The Queen actually said she got something coming in December.
Yeah, another the third Passover or something. From what
Mm-hmm.
the deacon Bartholomew gave in the announcements. But I don't know. We need to get all of that together because I don't know. Some people be like March is a new Coptic year, and then you got if you going off the atonement, that's another Passover somewhere, or the atonement is the atonement.
Really? Who said March?
Some Coptic people say March.
Hmm.
Yeah, the Equor. What's that?
Oh no,
Equinox.
no, I'm not talking about like the new year for like the world. I'm talking about like the Coptic New Year, which is in August.
Okay.
Yeah, like the New Year. Remember, we broke down on this channel that's
Yeah.
in March because of the spring equinox, vernal equinox. So, yeah, the New Heaven Passover. Like I say, they did the triple threat on us. Um, I didn't get anointed this time, but wait, yes, I did. Yes, I did. But I didn't get hands laid on this time. Especially being an ambassador prophet, this is something pretty much new to the organization as well. So,
Mm.
um, I believe maybe my time might be December.
We said December.
It might be December.
Right
Might be
these
December in the
start
winter solstice when it's cold out. When it's cold outside.
I have to start writing these dates down and make sure I attend, get routed up to where I want to be at, so I don't be missing some of these important events.
Yeah, she said it's gonna be the fourth Sunday in December.
Yeah.
Um, but it's good to be able to have the option to fly in and out of places or drive in and out of places to see family and friends because Israel, who ain't gonna be able to travel nowhere and see family and friends,
Oh.
your boy Diddy.
Oh, no. Diddy want to party. Diddy want to party.
Yeah, we finally got the verdict.
What's the verdict? I forget how many months. The diddler. How many months did the diddler get?
Family.
Ooh.
Sean Diddy Combs was sentenced to 4 years and 2 months in prison for his conviction on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, and he must pay a $500,000 fine.
That's not bad. He gonna do 2 years in a month. 2 years in 1 month. If we breaking that down, and then 500,000, that ain't nothing but like maybe an event. He got off easy, man. Yeah, he got off easy. That's easy.
He got over here.
And Diddy can't wait to throw his next party. That's what. That's all I got. I swear, because if that's the case, I done did some transportations like that too. If you paying to fly somebody in and out of somewhere, everybody guilty of it. Most people, you know. Diddy was just tricking because he got it.
I don't think it was because he was able to fly somebody out that they saw about some prostitution. I think it was the
What was
whole act of, huh?
the counts? What was he guilty of?
2 counts of the engaging of prostitution.
And they say it's prostitution.
The transportation to engage in prostitution.
They say that because he transported them, but was really buying the flights, and he did what he was gonna do. So they call it prostitution because they wasn't happy. So that's what people doing every day. They doing that all the time. They buying flights, you bring them over to engage in those activities. You engage. Look, everybody be locked up if we go on after that. Like, man,
I don't remember though. Our theories on here was not that because he's so-called freaky or whatever you want to call it. It was so called because his reputation. This put a damper on his reputation. Of course, they couldn't get him for beating on Cassie because he paid her out. They couldn't get him from illegal business practices that, of course, he owed Little Kim and all these people from Bad Boys, so many people money. So they needed to get him on something. And so far, this was the only thing they could get him on because he escaped everything else.
Right. That's what's up. So he'll be out. It said 4 years, so he'll be out in 2 years.
4 years, 2 months. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do have the time. Depending where he locked up at. But most of the time, it's half of what they say. They give him 4 years. He do 2 in and 2 out. 2 years on.
We've been following this. We've been following this this story since like our second episode of the podcast.
Diddler been in there, but they release them files. That's what
right.
The Epstein files. What you think is that's what we.
Well, we know it's a bunch of celebrities, but because they are not black, they're not in a hurry to release those.
You said, you know what?
I said we know that there's a lot of celebrities that's in the files. So because they're not black, they're not in a rush. They're not in a rush to release those files because I guarantee if it was a whole bunch of black people on the list, just strictly brown, African American, indigenous people,
they would have gave it up.
They would have been gave that up.
So what do you think?
Every black person they could.
What do you think is in the files?
Well, we know your boy Donald Trump is in it.
So what? Just doing sexual.
Well, allegedly.
Just some activities and doing what you call that stuff? The pedophile stuff. A whole bunch of that.
Well, those rings and stuff. That's been going on in Hollywood for a very long time.
So you think that's up in the files too? This is like everybody talking about the files, like they know what's in the files, but they just want the files to be released so they can confirm what's in the files.
Well, supposedly, yeah, the victims of the people who actually reported what was going on. Remember, I told y'all about the movie Blink Twice?
Yeah, I seen that movie.
And it was, and so how we talked about that movie Blink Twice, it was just like that. Like, if we're gonna talk about these type of secret parties where they doing so much so-called craziness, like I say, if the list was mostly or majority black, they would have released it.
Yeah, I believe that.
But because it's not majority black and they have a lot of white celebrities on there as well, they are holding it.
Yeah.
So, like I say, like them embarrassing Diddy was just that's all it was. It was embarrassing him.
Yeah. Public shame.
It was embarrassing him.
Public shame.
But I have a theory that once they, really do the time, once Diddy does the time, I think he might come out reformed, and I think he's gonna stop all the shenanigans that he used to do. Because I don't think he wants to be in jail for real. Nobody does, but for him specifically, I don't think he
Yeah. Let's see having a
really is.
party. He having another type of Diddy party in the prison.
Oh my god!
You know, a pity prison party. I don't know. You know, like get out like, yo, Diddy want a party, man. Yo, you gotta tell him no. But who knows what type of party he doing on the inside, man? He could be making different types of cakes.
Suppose not cakes is crazy. Supposedly he is teaching like basically all of his tricks to the game of business. He's teaching other inmates how to be better businessmen and all of the things like that. So for when they get out, they'll be able to do the follow the advice that he gave, and get wealthy themselves. So I think that's a good thing that he's doing that. They want to transfer him from New York to New Jersey for a prison that has less security, not as tight, not as strict, things of that nature. So that's what his lawyer is working on right now.
Yeah, that's always the plan. You know, they want to get into a minimum. That's what they call it, a minimum.
Yeah, minimum, not maximum security, a minimum security
So
prison.
you have more freedom, more talk time, more time to be seen and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. So, well, you know what else we need to talk about that is something that they need to maximize instead of minimize?
But
The freedom of the government, because why is the government shut down again?
oh man, they shut down again because they can't come up with the money. They can't come up with they can't. It's like we got the wrong people in charge here. It's stupid.
Yeah. So we are on day 13 of the government shutdown. All right. And it is because of um they cannot agree on basically. Oh, hey grandma. They cannot agree on basically the most simplest thing when it comes to politics, and that is our finances. They don't want to pay nobody. They want a strict program. So what does the government shutdown affect? It affects Social Security and Medicare,
Right.
um, environmental and food inspection, national parks, air travel, health and human services, the IRS,
Mm. They need to take the
and if you
IRS
get
out.
and if you get EBT SNAP assistance, it affects that as well.
I know. As far as what'd you say? Something about the airport employees?
Air travel, yep.
Air travel, yeah. It's been a lot of them where like they in need of a lot of workers now. A lot of people they either ain't showing up because they not getting paid, which is crazy. Because why you gonna show up to work and not get paid anyway? And then also, I think a couple of days ago, I need to start saving these articles. It was like a no fly for like I think it was it Chicago or O'Hare?
Yeah, some people they didn't show up to work, so
Yeah, no flights was coming in or out of here.
mm,
So I don't know if that was one day. I know it was one day for sure. I don't know if it was 2 days, but yeah, it was like a no fly. So that's crazy. A lot of flights canceled, and that's like one of the busiest one of the busiest airports in the world for there not to be travel in and out a day. It's crazy. Some people lost a lot of money. Maybe they got reimbursed. I didn't follow up to check and see, but that's crazy, man. And these days and times, high commodities is traveling. If you able to move the way you want to move, that's a high commodity. Having a passport, having a means of transportation. Because if you can't get to where you want to be at, you're sitting goose. You're sitting duck.
yeah, for sure. Whew, let's try to unpack this. Okay, so when it comes to the government shutdown, this is like what the third one within like probably the past like 8 years, maybe.
I thought
Um,
it was since COVID or something. We've been having them a lot since COVID, since
I think
2020,
this is probably like the second one since COVID, right?
probably so.
Yeah, because the last one was like 30 days. It was a whole month.
Was it 60? I thought it was like 60. I don't know.
I think
You gotta start writing this down.
35. It was I think it was 35 days. But now we on day 13 this time. I actually just had somebody talk to me about that they have a family member who works at a government facility and they are working for free. Now the military, of course, they passed the law where they supposed to get back pay.
Right, because I was about to
Everybody.
ask you that.
Yeah.
So if they working now, government employees don't they get back pay or something?
They supposed to get back pay. They passed the law where once the government shutdown is over, they get back pay for all of those days that they didn't get paid. And I don't understand why they don't understand themselves because Trump is blaming the Democrats. Of course, the Democrats is blaming the Republicans. We don't care. We want our money as a regular uh, civilian, that works, tax-paying citizen. We just want to get paid. Nobody wants to just sit around and not get paid. You got to go to work because you got politicians in office that don't care to come to the same agreement with things.
Right. Because if I
And
don't get paid, they shouldn't get paid either.
I agree. Why are we still paying the politicians if the regular government employees are not getting paid?
Right.
That's a valid question. I really want to know the answer to that. Whoever is watching the Pharaohs podcast that is in government, can somebody come and answer that for us, please? Please. So you got the air travel. I'm so glad that I was able to take my trip and come back in time. My trip was fast, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You was in and out.
I was in and out, so I wasn't affected by the travel ban, but well, not the travel ban, but the travel issue when it comes to the government shutdown. There's a lot of pilots that are not showing up to work.
Man, I'm about to learn how to fly. Let me learn how to be like, hey, you need a ride? You trying to catch a flight? Oh yeah, I'm taking payments. Send it straight to my Zelle. I'll get you there. Chicago
And
to
then
Atlanta.
and then they talking about how some people are some of the pilots or some of the TSA members are going to get fired if they don't show up to work. So this is like, man, you handcuffed to your job.
Yeah, that's messed up.
That's going to make people quit.
The pros and cons of the government, working for the government.
It's crazy. Then you have the full SNAP EBT benefits. And I know a lot of people need that, of course, to feed their families. That could be affected. So far, right now, it's still going. So far, right now, they're still getting paid. They making sure that they pay the military because that was going to be a big thing too on the 15th. of this month, if they weren't going to be able to pay the military, I really thought to myself, how can you not pay your military?
Right. Now you
Like
finna
they
call.
should be on the same type of
Right.
plan that the politicians are. I think you need to pay the people who are sacrificing their lives for this country.
Right. So I don't know, man. It would have been a civil war, civil war for real over money. We live in some
But it
very
wouldn't be against the people.
right civil war against the government. But it's like
Dang, that'd be
who do you go
crazy.
to for that? Who do you fight for that? It's like you fight, but you don't like you just don't show up to work until you see money in your account.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. But then you also have, um, the government workers. Like, so this is, I believe, this is why the National Guard is now being deployed everywhere because of more rowdiness that might occur because of the changes of our government. And in order for you to make sure that your National Guard is intact in different cities, it's because you have the so-called problem of violence. But there isn't no violence like that where you need to ask the National Guard to come and be in your city. I think this is all a ploy and a game that Donald Trump is playing because of a long-term plan that he has.
Right. It's all a ploy. It's a flex. But it's like you just there and you got your people there. Like I can see what ICE is doing. They out there trying to take people, deport people. But even that, they supposed to be like 150 miles within the border or something like that. I don't know. But it's like you deploying your military out on people it's a flex because are they just there supposed to be like a more high level policing of the community to not do crimes?
Yeah, this is why they going back and forth and fighting, you know what I'm saying, with the governor and the mayor of Illinois and Chicago is fighting against Trump when it comes to the National Guard because he's like, this is unnecessary. What are you talking about? What violence is so that Chicago can't handle? And you're only doing it in major cities, and you're doing it in Democratic cities at that. You're not even doing it in Republican places.
Right.
So it make it seem as though Donald Trump has a hit list. That's how I look at it. Like, dude, you got problems with these people or these places for what?
He up there making it seem like Chicago is a complete like war zone to where you come outside everywhere in the city and it's just guns and bombs and like Baghdad or something like that, which is not that crazy. Like yeah, it get crazy in the summertime, but it's not like you can't go outside nowhere.
Yeah. There's so many people down here in Georgia that always, when I tell them I'm from Chicago, they'll be like, oh my God, it's so rough. It's so dangerous. Are you from 63rd? And I'll be like, no, it's not even that bad, bro. Y'all gotta get off music and stop looking at the damn.
Yeah, that part. But it's just
There's
like
so many
any
good
other
places
city.
to go in Chicago.
It's like any other
Yeah,
city. If you don't belong on that block, why you on that block?
exactly.
I ain't gonna be nowhere I don't belong. Like if I don't know, if I'm not trying to live there, or if I don't know nobody there, like why I'm gonna be over there anyway? Don't go where you
But
don't know.
this is true.
That's
This is
too
not
much like
just
right.
black. This is not just black communities either. If you are in a white community and they don't know you, they're going to definitely question you too.
Right, they're gonna call the police. You're gonna have the police show up, following you all of a sudden for no reason.
That's messed up. But that's the world we live in. That's the country we live in here in the United States of America.
Yeah.
So the government shutdown is, like I said, we on day 13 right now with the government shutdown. It is still ongoing. Like I say, please pay attention to what assistance programs that you are actually a part of. Pay attention to all of the military things that's going on, all of the government workers who have to come in for free. Supposedly, everybody is like to say, what is it, furlough, however the word is, where now
Furlough.
furloughed. Yeah. So now that they are out there and they're chilling, most of the government people who have been sitting on a nice check, they actually just, and enjoying their life. Honestly,
As they
they just
should. Some of them just working until they die. It's crazy.
mm, ah
Yeah.
well, I hope not, because that's
Yeah, that's just like some of them politicians. They ain't got nothing else to do. They old, white, gray hair, just waiting to die, collecting a check. Look, they ain't got nothing else to
what.
do.
I
Nothing
don't
else to
think
do but to mess with people in society. So yeah, they don't do nothing. They just work all the time and collect their money and give it to the grandchildren or something like that. Because they probably ain't got no kids for real.
they probably
We
don't. Yeah,
we
that
gonna
is
have
a
to make
thing
a
too.
political um diagnostic of the people in politics and their I guess the stigma of politicians. Yeah, to see.
Well, we do know that that there are a lot of white people who have inherited uh, so-called political chairs and positions. Um, they get grandfathered in. A lot of dang, this is getting crazy on this podcast for this episode. But a lot of white people, they help each other out when getting jobs. I had a passenger who I was talking to who teaches real estate and economics, right? She said she had to fly to New York from Atlanta to go to New York and teach these young um, college students about real estate and finances. And she said they already are making $200,000 and they're like 22 years old. And they're
Damn, that's
already
crazy.
making $200,000 a year off the strength of their parents, and their parents getting them into different jobs where they can continue to make all this wealth and money. We as a black community, I don't know nobody personally that is making $200,000 at 21 years old because of their wealthy parent.
No, me either. But I don't know. Some black people as a whole need to get better occupations. So some people, like I was talking, I don't know who I was talking to. I was talking to one of my high school friends over the weekend, and we was talking about how some people choose low sub-tier jobs because they don't want the responsibility, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And that keeps them at the bottom. But I know some people where it's like, yo, they could take the promotion, but they got more responsibility. They'll have more money, and you ain't even got to stay in that position long. You just need that title and that experience to look for something else to get you up the ladder.
Yeah.
But some people they take the low sub tier jobs because they'll probably make more, getting paid hourly, right? And you can pick up shifts and stuff like that and less responsibility. But to whom much is given, much is required.
That's his
And if you want
facts.
to live a better life, you gotta climb up the ladder.
But also, like, who qualifying you? Like, that's another thing. Like, you got to think about that. Who is qualifying? Um,
Well, it ain't even who qualify. It's like what qualities you need to get to where you're gonna be. Like the qualities you need for a GM. Assistant general manager and then a manager. One of those is you got to put in more time and then be more so available and put in hours to get the experience and the years, and then you get a GM promotion, and then the GM you just got to be okay with being there all the time, picking up shifts, or if people call off, you got to go in and you got to go around, and you got to be okay with those type of requirements, but you got to put in the time and the work to get the experience.
Facts.
And people have to actively seek what you need to get to the next level. Because if they not looking for it, looking it up, they not gonna know.
Agreed. I agree with you there. These people, you gotta want better in your life. A lot of people limit themselves, but I believe right now is it's the best time to go get a trade. To the people, this is my advice. Please go get you a trade. Please go work on either electrician or plumbing or HVAC or whatever it is that they do. You know what I'm saying? Go get you a skill. On the opposite side of that, also learn how to do technology. Also learn how to work your computer to the best ability that you can. Get into cybersecurity, get into all of the cyber things because AI is taking over.
Right. Skills
Okay,
pay the
AI is
bills.
taking over.
Skills pay the bills.
So do something, create something. Yeah, you are talking to two people who are authors. I'm also a publisher. Also, we do the podcast. So there's things that you got to constantly keep pushing yourself to do. And make sure you encourage yourself too, like while you're doing it. Because at these times right now, you have to do more than one thing because we're looking at the government shutdown as like we at the have or the have not stage. Either you got it or you don't. And they're trying to eliminate the middle class, the working class person. Either you're gonna be super rich or you're just gonna be working. Did you just fall?
My phone just fell.
But yeah, so family, please. This is a I guess the most I can say about getting our stuff together because they leaving all this behind. They trying to make sure that they have a better, easier life by not having people do it, but have AI and the technology and the robots to do it. Because it don't get tired, it don't have sick days, and it don't get pregnant.
They better hope
So they want
it's
their money
waterproof.
continues to flow.
They better hope it's waterproof with them robots. Boy, let me come out there with some water. All of that gonna get electrocuted. They better hope they make it waterproof. They can make all this stuff good and stuff, but if it ain't waterproof, it's gonna be wasted money on us. Then they gonna have to spend the funny on.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. Israel, I have a video that I want us to react to that I seen and I said, this can't be real. Is this real?
Let's
This
see.
can't be real. So it was brought to my attention because I'm always researching and looking up things. So let's check out. Wow, this is crazy. Yeah, let's just check this video out real quick. Family, you can always comment into the comment section as well as we going through these topics.
Let's see.
So check this out.
There's a town called Orania, and they don't want the blacks in.
In South Africa, where they don't allow black people.
Yeah, that's right.
You need to burn that motherfucker.
Yeah.
How do you come to Listen,
That part is confusing, and I don't know how that happens. Where you
bullshit.
come in and you take the land.
Well, maybe during a certain part that time you start establishing, right?
Yeah, but it's not.
Like, how you gonna go to the biggest blackest neighborhoods? And Africa is just a big, gigantic black neighborhood. You don't want us living there, and you're gonna come to where the black people are.
Orania.
And then that is
It's wild.
It's wild, man.
It's wild.
It's like burn it down. I hope it burns to hell. Yo, what are you talking about? We can't come in. What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
That's
the small. I don't know the population.
2,000.
2,000. Yeah.
My high school could
small.
whoop that town's ass. My high school's 5,000. We come in there, them all up. Fuck Ronnie is. I hope it burns. That's pathetic. I hate that. That's like, I just think that's whack. Stay in your area.
1-5. Yeah, that's wild. Like, how you gonna come be all white, be them caution people, and come in the black area and say no black people allowed? That's crazy. Like, them black people over there must be so unbothered, but that's how you get taken over. You let people come over and build a community, and you leave them alone. Now it's like, you don't know what they doing because they don't want you in here. That's crazy. Let us do that somewhere and see what, you know what, we've done that.
Yeah.
You know what they've done? They blown us up because we didn't want to let them in. That's what happens when black people do stuff like that. They blow up our town, hanging people, and they get mad because we don't want them in, which is crazy. You seen it happen? Tulsa?
Yes.
You seen it happen in Sinners? Blood-sucking, caution people. It's like, for them to not want to be bothered by us, they want to be around us so much. Why you just ain't do that in England?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I saw this. I said, how ridiculous does this sound for a person, for a group of, for a town in South Africa? Let's get the location, emphasized.
Right.
South Africa, talking about black people can't be there. It's an all-white town. What is an all-white town doing in Africa, period? What is an all-white town doing in Africa at all?
It shouldn't be there. They trying to steal. They probably, look, I wouldn't be surprised if that town had gold and resources up in it.
I mean, it's 2,000 people in there, so that means it ain't that many. But
still, they could have a big mine under somebody's house that go to the gold or whatever resources, gasoline, and they could sell it or something like that. And they might all be related or something like that. You never know. I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, Orania family. The town name is Orania in South Africa. It's an all-white town that is saying that they don't want any black people to be in there. You got to watch them type of people.
Yeah.
Them type of people, them type of cultures, them type of cities, I'm going to say they up to no good.
They solemnly swear they are up to no good.
Yep, we gonna say they up to no good because they right. That's what you just said, Israel. They gonna swear we up to no good. They bombed. We gonna keep on talking about Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're gonna talk about the Chicago riots. We're gonna talk about the LA riots. We're gonna talk about all of these things that has happened where
Central Park, Lake Lanier.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. That's another place I don't go down here. Is Lake Lanier.
There's a lot of people that go there, coincidentally.
It's a lot of people that go there, but they're mostly white.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah. I wanted to, for us to kind of react to that because that was ridiculous. I said, wow. South Africa? And y'all talking about y'all don't want no black people there? Yeah, okay. Now it makes me want to tell all the black people that's neighboring around that country of South Africa to just flood that town.
Right. Go ride through there. Go do what they did to all of our good towns. Start making infrastructure where it's like, hey, we got to build a highway through here. It's going to go through everybody's house, too. So y'all got to move, yeah. And the highway going to go from one end to that end. Just going to go up, over, and right back down. What was the purpose? We just wanted a highway there.
Exactly. We just wanted that right there.
Right.
All right. All right, Israel. I got one more thing for us to react to because I thought this was real interesting. And as black men on the podcast, I wanted us to like have our true thoughts and feelings on this. Have you seen the new show with Kirk Franklin where he sits down and eats dinner with celebrities?
Not exactly. I've seen some clips, but I'm just trying to figure out why. But
Well, we're gonna. It's a clip from his show. Let's take a listen, family.
On a light side, y'all tell me at the table what makes you happy. What makes you have the most joy?
That question, man, is to a black man, Kurt. He has to pause. Notice everybody's body language.
Why is that?
Because we often are not the receptors of happiness and joy. We're often looking to provide it for someone else. And we don't really know what that is because a lot of times we don't get the opportunity to just be. So for me at 43, I've learned that my happiness is just me being able to just be where I'm not providing, where I'm not performing, I'm not talking, I'm not being someone giving a clinical analysis to their crisis. It's where I can just be, where I'm just settled into me.
When did you?
very interesting statements there. Very interesting statement.
Yeah, so family, they was, as you heard in the clip, Kirk Franklin asked the people, his guests at that episode of his podcast or show, what makes a black man, what makes you happy as a man? And a lot of the black men in attendance of that episode took a moment to really have to think and reflect on what makes us happy. So Israel, you want to go first, or?
I don't know who that celebrity is. Like some of these celebrities, I know who they are. I don't, or they look familiar. I know that's Kurt Franklin. Everybody knows what he looked like. But I forget who that other dude is. But I can attest to what he's saying. Like my happiest, right? I've been is when I don't have no responsibility, right? No accountability. I ain't gonna say no accountability, no responsibilities. I was explaining this to somebody. I'm like, yo, I've been responsible for the last 13 years of my life, right? 13 years where I'm like, hey, I done had dogs. I done been in relationships. I done had to have people count on me. Now it's like, yo, no dog, no official relationship. So I'm like, hey, I ain't got no responsibilities. It feels so good. It feels so good. Sometimes it get lonely, but, being able to just be and do when you want to without restraint or without no holds barred, but not be wild, but it's like, hey, I could just be. But not for nobody else. I could just be for me. I can attest to what he's saying. At an early age with no real responsibilities at this point in my life. What's your thought?
I would say, what makes me happy a lot of time is just enjoying the things that I like, so hanging out, I'm a big movie person. I love movie theaters. I low-key should be a movie critic, honestly. I don't know. Y'all holler at me, Atlanta. Y'all want me to start doing movie reviews for y'all, I got you.
Yeah,
But
do it.
But I think happiness is very hard to define, because even in our Constitution it says every man has the right to the pursuit of happiness.
Pursuit, yes.
It's not even it's not even like something that you're guaranteed to have. It's literally you got the right to go chase your happiness.
Absolutely.
So that's an interesting question, and that was an interesting answer by one of those celebrities. I forgot his name as well. But you know, like how you say, the sometimes just being you and just having no care in the world is a happy state to be in. But
Oh
also, you
yeah.
know, there's some people who want to have the responsibility. Some people who want to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to have those burdens and things of that nature. Sometimes that makes them happy. Some pressure makes them happy. Some responsibility might make them happy, but not everybody, you know what I'm saying, is okay with that type of pressure, especially having to be on 10 all of the time. You can get stressed. It can age you. You can just have so much negative emotions and stuff on the inside of you that can form from being so-called responsible for the rest of your life. So I do believe, you know, when it comes to what makes a man happy is really just the things that he likes and that he enjoys. Um, I love a good time with my family, you know, when we are in a celebratory mood. I love what makes me happy is other people's success as well as my own. I'm a big proponent of, you know, cheerleading for the next person, because guess what? I want people to stand up and clap for me just like I stand up and clap for them. And not only they don't always do this,
Right.
but it's still a thing that makes me happy to see people winning, because guess what? I want people to be happy for me when I'm winning.
That's true.
So um defining happiness, like I say, is just it's a case by case basis,
Yeah, you got to
honestly.
define your own happiness. Every man's happiness is different, you know. But mine is just being somebody else might be being with the family or, you know, exactly what you said. It's case by case.
Case by case of what happiness might be. Do you believe though, Israel, that being happy is a self thing?
Yeah, it's something you got to do for yourself. Like, can't nobody make you happy. They can assist in your happiness, but you got to make you happy.
Mm,
Anything else is a plus. It's like where they's like, oh, I want somebody to be my piece. No, you got to be your piece. They can be an added piece to your piece, an added benefit to your piece. But you got to be peace. You got to be the peace that you seek.
mm,
Anything else is an added extra.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. You are um, responsible for your own happiness, and I'm sorry that it feels like you have to do that alone when somebody you feel like somebody else came into your life and messed it up. Also, remember that everything is also a lesson too. So don't be upset because somebody came in and messed up some things for you or switched some things around. You might have needed that person in your life or your lifelong journey, because your life is long. Like, don't cut yourself short. Okay. Live, make decisions like you only a limited time, but also remember that you also have time too. Okay. On your long life journey, you're going to meet people that remind you of what your purpose is. Okay. You're going to meet people that is going to redirect you because you probably took a detour on what your destination is or your destiny is. And they're going to reroute you. And it might shake you to your core. It might bring you to a place where you don't think that, you know, what was going on or what was happening in your life, you thought it was going good, right? They gonna come shake it up and be like, no, you forgot what your purpose is. It's rocking you to sleep. This situation with this person, this situation at this job, you're not supposed to be here because your life divine purpose was not to be or do this. Okay? So don't be upset when you have to redirect yourself for certain things, because it's important. I'm on the podcast. I'm gonna call you right back. My bad, y'all. People calling me and they know I'm on a podcast. I don't understand. My phone don't do not disturb. You calling twice. Why you calling twice? But
Thirst, the thirst. They want the king attention of the king.
right now, this is my attention right now. Don't be calling me and I'm on a podcast, y'all. Y'all know I'm on a podcast.
Tell them to call into the podcast with some questions for the Pharaohs.
They definitely could have called in to ask a question, but I know she ain't gonna ask no question about the podcast. She wants to probably know what I'm doing, and I'm working. I'm on a podcast
She
right
asking
now.
the wrong questions.
She asking the wrong questions. She asking the wrong question. She should be asking me, "Hey, I remember your birthday was last Friday. What do you want?" That's a good question to ask me. That's a perfect question. All right, family. Those were the topics of today. Israel, did you want to do a thoughts from the Pharaoh today?
Yes, I always got a thought, man. You always got to have a thought in your mind. Thoughts of the Pharaoh.
All right, family. Well, this is our new segment for this season. It's called Thoughts from the Pharaoh, where each week there's a rotation between me and Israel, where we will have a thought for you. And it could be a Bible scripture. It could be an encouragement word. It could be even a rant. We don't know what's going to happen. What thought we have that week. So, Israel, take it away.
So the thought from this Pharaoh yours is live full and die empty. Okay, live full to the point, to the aspirations of your life where you living, doing everything that you want to do, trying everything you want to try, being everything you want to be. Because I would rather be like, hey, I did everything I wanted to, and when it comes to the day where you gotta die, you're dying empty because you gave it your all and you ain't got nothing else to give because you gave it all. You are satisfied. You know, if you could have did anything else, who knows? It's going to the next life. But when you live it full and you dying empty, right? You could change your life as many times as you want to. Nobody said the way you start your life after high school or college is the way you got to finish it, right? Between the last 5 years of 2020 and now, I done lived at least 5 different lives. And from 2015 to now, ain't no telling how many. I probably had 9 different lives, but I know my life has changed within the last 5 years. Right, within the last 9 years, from going from sales or doing sales stuff, different type of sales jobs, to going into transportation and doing the trucking and stuff like that, and then living with people, having roommates, living with significant others, and then having my own stuff, and then being a bachelor, and then being, stepdaddy, and then you being a bachelor again. And hey, you ain't got to live life the same way. You can switch it up any day of the week. Any day of the year, you can switch up your life and decide you want to do something different. So live full and die empty. Go live to the best of your ability. You want to learn how to fly a plane, ride a motorcycle, drive a boat, go do it. Right? Get your certificates, skills, pay the bills, learn a new skill. So, hey, instead of it being a side hustle, it could be something where you can actually get some money from and you ain't got to hustle to get it, right? That's your main income or something, another main income. So live to the fullest of your extent, to your ability, and your desires of your heart. That's the thoughts from this Pharaoh today.
I like that. Live full and die empty. I like that.
Yeah. Got
swear this gotta be my new favorite segment because this stuff is so good. Like, I love thought from the Pharaoh. That's awesome.
Yes, okay. Put it in your heart. Put it in your mind. Put it in your mind. Coming from the heart.
So I do have a question. From Ask Pharaohs. Yes, I do. I have a scenario. Yeah.
Oh snap! We got scenarios. What's up? Let's do scenario.
Okay, so this comes from one of the listeners. Her name is Tarana. I think that's how you say it. It's spelled
All
real
right.
weird.
All right.
But basically, she just broke up with her girlfriend. I mean, her boyfriend.
Okay.
This is like maybe the second or third time that he has basically been cheating on her. And so she wants to know. She's confused on what should she do. She feels like maybe she should break up and finally end the relationship. Because she dealt with this before, but she also says because she still loves this man, she still might want to work it out. She's 23 years old. She has 2 children. So basically, Israel, her question is, should she stay or should she leave?
Man, I'm not a love guru, but I know love. Love is an everyday occurrence, and when you love yourself, you can love everyone else more efficiently and more effectively. If these 2 children are by him, you know, that's one
No,
thing, but
it's not about him.
it's not by him, man.
Mm.
But she's 23 though, she's 23, still young. If she got her own job, her own money.
Yes.
Yeah, she got her own job, her own money. She should just focus on her, right? Just focus on her and go be in places where she want her new man to be, right? She got to put herself in position. Don't go looking. You got to be in position. So, original question was, should she stay or leave?
Should she stay or should she leave?
Man, even though you love them, sometimes they keep breaking your heart. You got to leave, unless you just gonna accept him for being a cheater, and then you just go get your own little yeah too, so y'all could both have side. Become somebody's sugar baby. Say you looking
Oh,
for,
what?
yeah, man. Hey, you got it. Hey, she got to secure the spots. Be like, hey, I'm a sugar baby, looking for help. I got 2 little ones. I'm looking for a stepdaddy or something. Stepdaddy, yeah, looking for a stepdaddy. Facebook dating. But I wouldn't. I say yeah, leave him. If he keep on doing it, you either leave him. If you're gonna leave him. You gotta leave him. But if you're gonna stay, you gotta accept the fact that he gonna cheat. Then you might as well don't say nothing, right? You might as well just accept the fact that he a cheater, and he might come home with something. And yeah,
Damn.
yeah. But you should really leave. You should leave. I'm gonna say this straight answer. You should leave and just focus on you and go out into nice high caliber spots where there will be men, more mature men. Mature men. So you can have better outcomes. We're gonna say that. Yes. What do you think she should do, Solomon?
All right, so my advice on this is gonna always be: look, check this out, okay? When you're dealing with a person who you feel like constantly is unloyal and will do their own thing, that means they're not ready to. And I don't like to use the word settle down all the time, but they're not really ready to be committed to the situation, right? So T, because I really don't know how to. I'm sorry for butchering your name. So T, what I'm going to tell you is take some moment to yourself. So I will say break up. Do some self things alone. Take yourself out on dates. Do yourself or like a mani pedi day, or do yourself the massage and all that stuff. Like
Or
do the
do something
self-care
with the
stuff.
kids. You and the kids somewhere, family events. You
Family,
might
yep.
meet another single father or something.
Yeah, take the kids somewhere or something like that, So like do some of that, because what I've noticed is, when you stay by yourself and you being alone, it's a good what's the word I'm looking for? It's therapeutic to sometimes be by yourself for a little while. And you're young. There's so much to offer in the world. You have a long life to live.
Right.
Be the best version of yourself for your children. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, because when you dealing with heartbreak, you're not fully yourself. You're not fully the ultimate you, and your children deserve the ultimate you. Okay, so I would suggest, because you're asking us, leave the situation, because obviously this isn't the first time that he's done this. So that means now it's a behavior, it's a pattern. So once it becomes a behavior and a pattern, it's time to cut loose of those things, because you don't want to keep dealing with somebody who's going to keep hurting you, and they're going to keep getting away with it. So
Right.
for your own self-love and peace, go ahead and hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Absolutely. That's a good answer.
All right, that was a good one. Family, if you want your question to be answered on the podcast, email us at the Pharaohs Podcast at gmail.com for Ask the Pharaohs segment. If that is all, Israel, if you ain't got anything else to think about or say when it comes to whatever, this
That's all I got today.
is episode 59 of the Pharaohs Podcast. I'm your host, Solomon, and you can find me on Facebook at Cornelius Solomon Walker. You can find me on Instagram at CJ Walker 103. And if you want to get your book published, you want to talk to me personally about anything, you can email me at cwalker1582 at gmail.com. Now, some people got my number, so they can just call me. So, Israel, where can people find you?
Man, y'all can find me at Jonathan at my email, johnatl61 at gmail. Or you can find me on my website, jonathanjohnson61.com. Right now, it is currently down still. I'm doing some renovations. And you can find me on the Pharaohs Podcast. Yes.
All right. I do have a Is It Disrespectful, but I'm going to save it for next week.
Oh, snap. Is it disrespectful? That's a segment in itself right there.
That is definitely its own segment. So, family, if you can't follow us on YouTube and catch us live on Mondays every Tuesday, and I do mean every Tuesday, we are on Spotify. So just type in, look us up, the Pharaohs Podcast on Spotify. You will see all of the up-to-date episodes online. All right, family, if that is all, peace.
Peace up. A down, down.